Alright guys, so tonight we're going to talk about adjacent angles. Do you know what adjacent means? Adjacent means next to, okay? Adjacent means next to. Okay, so it's next to something. It's an angle that's next to another angle. That's what adjacent angles means. Alright, so we're going to talk about 4 different situations where we see adjacent angles, where we can use strip diagrams to help us solve. Okay? So go ahead and make your paper into 4 different boxes, the remainder of your paper, just like that. So go ahead and write up at the top here that our strategy is a strip diagram. Our strategy, strip diagram. Yeah, you thought you got rid of those, didn't you? Wrong. Still got to use them. Okay, so our first situation is when we have, let's just start with a, a somewhat easy one. And let's say that we have an angle that's just a right angle like this, okay? We know that this is a right angle because there's a little box right here. And then we have, a little angle within that right angle, okay? And we know that this down here is 41 degrees, and we don't know what this is. We're going to call this x degrees. Okay, that's our unknown. That's the letter that we're solving for. Right, so let's say that this is A, B, C, D. So we know that we need a color, need a color, need a color, need a color. If I know that angle ABC, right, ABC equals 90 degrees, and I know that angle DBC equals 41 degrees, and I'm trying to find what angle ABD is. That's what I'm trying to find, okay? I want you to think about what we have here. So all of this right here is a right angle, okay? From these 2 angles together, added up, are going to equal 90 degrees. So how do you think I'm going to solve for x? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is make a strip diagram. Okay, that's the first thing I'm going to do. What's my whole? What's this whole angle equal to? Whole angle is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, and I have one of my parts. One of my parts is 41, and the other part, I don't know. It's x, right? So how am I going to solve for x? I have a whole and a part, and I'm looking for the other part. Well, I'm going to subtract, right? We're going to do 90 minus 41. What's 0 minus 1? Can't do it. Borrow from the 9. 9 becomes a 8. 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. 8 minus 4 is 4. So if this angle is 41 degrees, that means that angle ABD, which is x in this case, is 49 degrees. And we're going to put a box around that. Okay? So 49 plus 41 equals 90 degrees, which is what those angles will be together. Okay? Because I know that this right here is 90 degrees. That's how we can solve for that. If you see this little box right here, that's whenever you can know that that's equal to 90. It's going to make you infer that, right? It's going to make you infer that that's a right angle by putting a little box there. Okay, our next situation is if we have an angle that looks like this, a straight angle, right? And then we have something coming up like this, an angle coming out of it. So I know a straight angle is equal to what? Actually, hold on, let's put over here, just to refresh our memory, that a right angle equals 90 degrees, right? Put a little star around that. Okay? Right angle equals 90 degrees. That's important for us to know. We're going to put down here that a straight angle equals what? 180 degrees. Okay? Equals 180 degrees. Check your work. Equals 180 degrees. So put some stars around that too. So if I've got this angle right here, let's say that this is E, F, G, and then H right here, okay? And I know that from here to here, so hold on. Let's put a little thing right there just so you see that that's 41 degrees. That's probably easier for you to see. So this right here is 126 degrees from here to here, okay? I don't know what this is over here. We're going to call this y, lowercase y degrees. I don't know what that is right there. When you see a straight line like this, they're assuming that you know that a straight angle equals 180 degrees. Okay? They're assuming that you know that. So, if you know that, let's put what we know up here. We know that angle EFG, right, equals 180 degrees. That's one thing that we know. We know that angle HFG equals 126 degrees. And we're trying to find what? Angle EFH. Notice how I'm naming these. EFH is what we're trying to find. We don't know what that is right now. Okay? Make sure your name is on the back. And that's what we're trying to find. So let's make a strip diagram. Make a strip diagram. What's my hole in this case? From here to here is 180 degrees. So that's going to be my hole. 180 degrees. And then one of my parts that I have is 126 degrees, right? 126, and I'm trying to find y. So how am I going to find y? If I have a hole in a part, trying to find the other part. Well, I'm going to subtract again. We're going to do 180 minus 126. Okay, so 0 minus 6, can't do it. 8 becomes a 7, 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 7 minus 2 is 5. So the angle of angle y is equal to 54 degrees. Because 54 degrees and 126 degrees have to equal 180 degrees, because that's a straight angle right there. And we're using our knowledge and we're inferring, right, from the fact that they gave us a straight line. So go ahead and put a box around this for me. Okay, so those are two of the situations you're going to see. The next situation you're going to see is a circle. So sometimes they're going to give you a circle that looks like this. So you got a circle, and there's a very important piece of information you need to remember, and that is that a circle, full circle, equals how many degrees? 360 degrees. Do you notice a pattern here? 90, 180, 360? You notice the pattern? Double of 90 is 180. Double of 180 is 360. Let me show you why. This is just a quick little side note. I know this is a long video, guys. I'm sorry that it's taken so long. So if I have a circle, or if I have a right angle that looks like this, right? And then I put another right angle together like that. Well, this is 90 and this is 90. 90 and 90 makes 180, and that's a straight angle right there. If I happen to double that, make it a mirror image, get some symmetry up in here, right? And I have this is 90 and this is 90, well, guess what this makes? A circle. Yeah, good little side note. That's why we have that pattern happen, okay? So, like I was saying, let's say that we have this circle and that we have like this, and then we have like this, okay? So I know that the only thing that they give me is this right here, and this is 163 degrees right here, okay? This angle right here is 163 degrees. They don't give me this over here, this angle over here, and they don't give me what this is down here. We're going to call this Z, angle Z, Z degrees, and that's what we're solving for. We don't know what that is. So if that's the case, hello. Hi. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Bye. So sorry, guys. Had to answer that call. So we're going to use a bunch of knowledge here, okay? We know that this angle right here is 163 degrees, right? What do we know that this angle is over here? We know that that's 180 degrees, right? Because that's a straight angle within a circle. Look at that. Pretty crazy, huh? So let's go ahead and just go right into our strip diagram. Okay, I know that my hole, what is it going to be all the way around? All the way around is 360, right? So that's going to be my hole, 360 degrees. And then I have three parts happening, right? I have this 163, I have Z, and then I have 180. So I have 163, I have 180, and I have Z. So how am I going to figure this out? I have two parts and a hole, and I'm trying to find the other part. What do you think? Well, I'm going to add these two parts, then whatever the answer is, I'm going to subtract it from 360. So let's add 163 and 180. What is 0 plus 3? 3. 8 plus 6? 14. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so I got that this together was 343 degrees, okay? So 360 is my hole, 343 is my new part. I'm trying to find Z. I'm going to go ahead and subtract. 360 minus 343. 0 minus 3. Can't do it. 6 becomes a 5. 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. 5 minus 4 is 1. And then 3 minus 3 is nothing. So angle Z equals 17 degrees. There's our answer. So 17 plus 160 plus 180 equals 360. You see how nifty that is? That whenever we're dealing with circles and right angles and straight angles, how we can just use that information. Okay, so the last one we're going to talk about is whenever we have two intersecting lines. Okay, that maybe they look like this, just like that. Okay, and let's say that this is. Oops, let's put our arrows on there. Forgot about those guys. So let's say that this is K, L, M, N, O. Okay? And all they give us is that this over here is 47 degrees. That's all they give us. And they need to know what this angle over here is. Let's call it A, and this angle over here is, and they call it B, and this angle over here, C. They need to know what all those are. Okay? I need you to spell all of those out. Okay, so I'm going to give you some real nifty information. Are you ready? Whenever you have intersecting lines, opposite angles are equal. With intersecting lines, opposite angles are equal. So I know that if this is 47 degrees, this has to also equal 47 degrees. How cool is that? So I know, so I'm looking for angle A, angle B, and angle C, right? Well, I can tell automatically that angle B is going to be 47 degrees. Do you see how these are opposite angles? No matter what, these will always be equal. All right, so B is going to be equal to 47 degrees. Okay. Now, to find out the rest, we need to think about what shape this is in. If I were to put all of these angles together, what would they be? Look, watch this. If I had this like this, and if I put all those angles together, they're going to equal a circle. So this plus this plus this plus this should all equal what? 360 degrees. Okay? So let's go ahead and make a, let's make our strip diagram. Let's go ahead and label this 47. So if my strip diagram looks like this, that I have everything together is going to equal 360. I have 47 and 47. And then I've got these two right here, C and A. Well, let's see what we could do there. First, we need to go ahead and add 47 plus 47, right? 47 and 47. 7 plus 7, 14. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So this together equals 94. And let's go ahead and subtract 360 minus 94. 0 minus 4. Can't do it. Got to borrow from the 6. 6 becomes a 5. 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 5 minus 9. Can't do it. Got to borrow from the 3. 3 becomes a 2. 5 becomes a 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. And then 2 minus nothing is 2. Okay, so now I know that C and A together are going to equal 266, okay? These together are going to equal 266 degrees. Well, if opposite angles are equal, that means that what? C and A are equal. So couldn't I just take 266 and divide it by 2? I could. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's do 266 divided by 2. How many groups of 2 can I get out of 2? 1. 2 times 1, 2. 2 minus 2 is 1. Bring down the 6. How many groups of 2 can I get out of 16? 8. 2 times 8, 16. 16 minus 16, 0. How many groups of 2 can I get out of 6? 3. 2 times 3, 6. 6 minus 0 is 0. So if these two together equal 266, that means that C is going to be equal to 266 degrees. I'm sorry, 183 degrees. Oops, I made a mistake somewhere, y'all. It's supposed to be, those are supposed to be 0, so it should be 133. My bad. 133 degrees. And this one should be 133 degrees. Okay? I know that was a lot of information. We're going to practice with this now, but I wanted to introduce it before we leave on spring break. When we come back, we'll get into this more. Thanks for watching, guys.